Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, and I want to take a moment to explain what is generative AI. What is generative artificial intelligence? Now I'm going to preface this video with this video series AI with IrixGuy. I'm keeping everything at a level to hopefully where everyone, regardless of whether you're technically minded or not, can understand. So I'm going to try to explain this in the most simplistic yet still thorough way possible. So let's start with AI, artificial intelligence. Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It does something that is smart, except it's not an actual human. So we're going to get into use cases for AI, and I'm going to continue to develop these videos. By the way, comment below, ask specific AI curiosities that you have, and I'll try to post a follow-up video response. But generative AI is exactly what it sounds like. You're generating something. Well, what might one be generating? They could generate images, pictures, photos. They could generate videos. They could generate text. And to give you a real-world example, and I'm going to dive into this within a plethora of videos. So subscribe, ring that bell, and check out my AI with IrixGuy video playlist. But a great example of generative AI would be someone, let's say a solo operation, someone that's created a startup, and they don't have, maybe they did pursue VC funding, venture capital funding, and maybe they have some money on hand, but maybe they don't necessarily want to start ramping up their quantity of employees yet. So in that scenario, what someone may do, an individual that's got a startup, whatever the business venture may be, insert whatever fictitious business venture within your mind now, but they could leverage generative AI, for example, to help expedite the creation of text-based promotional materials or text-based product descriptions. Assuming they're manufacturing and selling a product. It's a way to expedite that. Now AI, generative AI at this point in time is not perfect, but it's pretty close. So what I do, I leverage artificial intelligence, generative AI, for wordy, and I don't use the term wordy in a negative way, but I use generative AI to create a paragraph or so describing something. And obviously I'll go back with my own eyes and proofread that, make sure it makes sense. But it saves a lot of time from a creative perspective. So I didn't have to brainstorm and say, okay, how am I going to phrase this paragraph? I didn't have to go through. I didn't have to devote those effort minutes or those effort hours into creating a very strong paragraph. I leveraged generative AI, generative artificial intelligence, to create that paragraph for me, and at that point I'm just proofreading it to make sure it makes sense, and obviously I'm going to go in and make some of my own human inserted enhancements, but it's a way to fast track that. Likewise with images, if you're putting together, say, a piece of marketing material, you want to have text, you want to have a very catchy graphic or whatever, like the graphic within this video's thumbnail. I used generative AI to create the thumbnail that you're looking at for this video. So how cool is that? I think it looks good. I didn't have to become an artist to draw the raccoon that's featured within this thumbnail. So that was a great example of leveraging generative AI to reduce my effort minutes. And I say minutes because creating this video did not take a lot of time, but since I leveraged generative AI, I was able to expedite the process. Now, obviously, all of my spoken parts, these are coming out of my own head. I had the thumbnail, which describes this video, what you're listening to right now, and then I inserted myself. I'm a human being. I inserted myself within this video and explained what is generative AI. So I hope that I've done an acceptable job of summarizing what is generative AI in a way that hopefully everyone that's watched this video can understand. Now, I know there's a lot of y'all that are a lot smarter than I am. You're going to troll and you're going to post less than positive comments, that's fine. And there's people that'll probably appreciate my explanation. All power to you. Subscribe, stay tuned. Check out all of my AI with IrixGuy videos. And questions, curiosities, comment down below, because I'm trying to film as many videos as I can. I consider myself to be somewhat technologically proficient. You may feel differently about me. I don't care what you think. But comment below and tell me what you think. But my mission here is to explore a still new space, but to explain and address AI topics in a way that makes sense, that should make sense for everyone. Because you can flip on a financial news network and it's AI. And typically on a financial news network, AI is just a hot and current keyword. And typically it's being mentioned because they're trying to prop up whatever AI business venture, whatever. It's a buzzword. So that's when you see it in the news, the financial news, that's typically how it's leveraged. In the other news, it's typically a form of fear-mongering, and we'll address that within other AI videos. But with traditional mainstream media, there's conflict. Unfortunately, conflict fuels conversations, conflict fuels interest and debate. So artificial intelligence, the mention of it within the mainstream media, not the financial news, but just standard mainstream media news, is typically to stir up conversations, and they're typically controversial. So you're going to see a lot of negative spin throughout mainstream media in regards to artificial intelligence, because they want to spark those conversations. And what better way to spark a conversation than to create perceived conflict or doubt. So my objective is to not create conflict. My objective is to look at it. Now, there may be some things within the AI with the IrixGuy video playlist that I stumble upon, and y'all help me to stumble upon, that sparks curiosity or potentially sparks concern. But I'm not here to chase the conflict. I'm here to explore your curious minds and my curious mind. How can one leverage this new tool set to minimize their own effort hours? I mean, what if I could perform a task by supplementing additional humans, do it myself, but instead of having those humans, I leverage artificial intelligence. Now, if I completed whatever task solely by myself, I would probably spend maybe a few hours. But if I leverage artificial intelligence, potentially I could reduce that to a few minutes, where my involvement is more or less proofreading what AI, artificial intelligence, has generated based upon the queries that I send its way. And I'm not having to hire staff. So it's a very interesting landscape. And like everything else here, drones. I considered myself to be an early adopter of drones. It's still early with AI, because right now, at the time of filming this video, AI is still in its infancy. People are only starting to explore and learn what it can actually do. And some people are just, hearing the negative posts on the mainstream media and just bashing it, not realizing the unique and powerful tool set that's now in the hands of many. So that's what generative AI is. I hope that I explained it well. Subscribe, stay tuned, ring that bell, and check out all of my AI with IrixGuy videos. Comment below, tell me what you think. Ask questions, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, what should I try to address next pertaining to artificial intelligence? Ask questions. I'll try to post a video response. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.